I'm sorry. Hello, Destination Nation. Welcome to another episode of Breaking the Seal. I'm your host, John Myers, and today I am bringing you the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Ghost Rider from the television show. This was a really cool version of this character. I really dug it. This is actually a Sideshow Toy Fair exclusive. So you had to get this one through Sideshow. And of all the pictures that I've seen of it, it looks amazing. So I'm really excited about this one. This is a good addition to our TV characters from the MCU. So let's get right into it. First of all, the artwork on the box is pretty dope. You can see his car here. Nice little cool artwork up there. It's got the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. on it. Other than that, that's about it. There's a lot of texture to this box, which you don't see a lot, but that's pretty neat. It's got the S.H.I.E.L.D. symbol on the back, but yeah, a lot of texture. It kind of feels different than most of the boxes that I've seen in the past. It's nice and tight sleeve. I love it. So this season, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. kind of took the show upward, I think. I know that there was some people out there that thought the show was kind of dying down a little bit. I have always been a fan of the show, even in kind of the less popular seasons. But this, I felt like, really took it up. Oh my gosh, that looks amazing. I had no idea that the flames went so high. Whew, that's a loose neck. Oh man. I'm a little nervous about that. You can see how loose it is. But we'll keep our fingers crossed and hope that joint doesn't pop out of there. I've run into this before. My Winter Soldier that I bought from Winter Soldier, he had a loose neck as well. And I didn't mess with it too much. And even with not messing with it, the kind of the holster that holds the neck joint broke, and so the head just kind of sits inside the figure now, which is a bummer. I'm pretty sure that I could buy just like a dummy body and transfer the clothes, and the head's fine, the neck joint is fine, and it would be okay, and then I wouldn't have to worry about it anymore. It's pulling the trigger to do it, but also when you're spending the kind of money you are on these figures, you know, you don't want to have to do those type of things. So I'm a little nervous about that right off the bat, but the head sculpt is great. I love that. So we'll just keep on pushing forward with our fingers crossed. Okay. One thing I did not know about this figure is that it looks like it lights up. There is a switch on the back of the neck. It'd be very hard to get to with your finger, so you're probably going to need to have like a pen or a knife or something. And it looks like we're going to have to figure out how to do the batteries too, so may have to mess with that a little bit so you guys can see what that looks like. So we'll set him aside. Costume-wise, I mean, it's pretty basic stuff. I love the tennis shoes. The jeans the jeans kind of feel a little cheap. I don't know if I feel good about the jeans. But the leather jacket looks really good. It's got a zipper on it, so I mean that's what you want to see. But yeah, I'm not too crazy about the jeans. Just the way they feel, they just kind of feel kind of cheap. But again, you know me, guys. I'm not that picky. Let's see if we can get him to stand there. Don't move. All right. I'm pretty sure this is going to end up being our Halloween episode, guys. So happy Halloween to everybody out there. This is a pretty great figure to do that with. The base, Ghost Rider display, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. on top. I definitely won't be using this one. This is just your pretty standard base. It's just a sticker that's on there. I'm not really too worried about that. I don't use the bases, so I'm not too, I'm not gonna get upset about that. Let's see. May have to get the directions out for some of these fire displays, but he does come with a bunch of fire, which I think is great, because if you're going to display this guy, I mean, come on, got to get the flames all around him. That's really cool. These are all floor display flames, so that's pretty neat that they have that. I'm pretty sure this is probably for his foot, but I don't know for sure, so we'll look at the directions and make sure we know what we're doing. He does have 2 flames that will go into his hand. This looks like this is kind of going to be at the edge of the chain, because it's got a little chain link right here. So we'll see where that one goes. Very cool. I love all the iridescence. Here's his normal chain. There's no way we're going to display him with the normal chain, because that's not nearly as cool. But we'll just set that up there so you guys can see that. And then here is his kind of fiery chain. Now, I will say, this one is actually metal. This one is plastic. So this one's going to be a lot more fragile. So just be aware of that when you're displaying him, when you're getting ready to put him together. Gosh, lots of fire. Love it. He comes with, looks like 3 sets of hands, some closed fists, which he will come with. Some kind of partially open hands, and these are probably the hands that are going to be the ones that hold the fire. The open fists, which are going to be the ones that you get the chains put into. And he does come with 1 pointing hand, which is kind of like, your vengeance pose. So that's pretty cool. Comes with 3 batteries, so it looks like we got some work to do there. So with the power of editing, I will figure this out.
That probably explains the loose connection.
That, you're probably right. Still, if you felt it, it's kind of makes you shudder for it to come off. All right, so after reviewing the directions, so now that you see the head off, it comes with this little portion here that also comes off. It's got a very, very small screw in the back of it, and that's where your 3 batteries go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mess with this a little bit at home, and once I have it all put together, I'll put up some photos and some videos of it once it's turned on. But it's got this little neck piece that's going to fit right down in there, that kind of fits inside to the jacket, and then just very carefully take your head sculpt and just put it right back on top of that. I think that that's probably why it was a little loose, or maybe it was a little loose for, for the easement of taking the head off and on. Another thing, he does have a mouth that opens and closes. I didn't know this lit up, so I will say that that's pretty cool, but at the same time, like Brian always says, the Hot Toys light up is a little gimmicky. You're not going to display it like that very often. Most of them are very hard to get to switch-wise, but they are very cool to have on, even if it's just for a little bit. So as far as the rest of it goes, though, we'll kind of see how these look with the stuff put together. Oh, and I see kind of what's going on here as well. So like I said before, there's a ton of fire, a lot of stuff that you can do, to incorporate into his hands, into his arms, the floor fire. There's just really, really neat way to be able to display this guy. I'm going to kind of open this thing up here for you so you can kind of see what it's going to look like. The chain's actually a lot longer than I was expecting it to be. I was just expecting something that was going to be able to just kind of go around his hand and maybe around his shoulder a little bit. But as you can see, I mean, that is really long. But that's okay. And we'll just kind of try to see what this looks like here. I will say that if you're going to use a lot of this stuff, you probably are going to need to use the stand. You'll have to judge by your actual figure. Mine, the ankles are a little loose, so that's going to be something that I'm going to have to fight against. But at the same time, looks like one of these things, the arm actually fits through. I'll have to find out which one that is. That actually kind of comes apart a little bit. I'm not sure. Okay. So he does have one little fire thing that you can actually put on his arm. You do have to take the hand off, and it fits right in there, and then the little piece fits inside the hand to kind of hold it on there. So that's pretty cool that it'll do that. We showed you the chain that kind of holds the flame, and that will sit in his hand, and he can kind of just hold that up there just like that. Again, you probably will need to do some sort of base or something to hold him up, because that's going to put a lot of weight on it. And then this, kind of like the Doctor Strange figure that we opened up not too long ago. It's got flames that will actually hold the fireballs, and I just got to figure out how it works. I think I might have gotten this backwards actually. Ooh. So after playing with him for a while, I think I finally got something going on here. I will point this out. This is the piece that goes over the wrist that the hand fits on. It comes with a little flap that kind of opens up, and it fits into the hand. Now, I definitely want to point this out to you because I broke it. It has a little flap that kind of opens and closes a little bit. It's got a little bit of a flex to it, but I guess I did it too much or too hard. I'm not really sure which happened, but it kind of, you'll know which piece it is once you get it open, but if you mess with that a little too much, that's going to break. So I'm not overly upset about it because I kind of like the way that this looks, but the flame that kind of goes up his forearm that I showed you a little bit earlier in the video, that's what that's for. So it looks like there's, if you wanted to do two fists holding the fire, that it's got one flame for each hand, which is pretty neat if you wanted to go that route. And you know, I'm going to show you right here, it fits in there really, really nice. So if you wanted to do the two-hand pose with holding two fireballs, you can do that. So that's pretty cool. And again, we'll show you guys the flame effect with the lights on another time. Probably I'll have it ready for you by the time the video goes up. So we'll kind of just throw these things around here so you guys can see everything. But yeah, that's pretty cool. As far as, you know, just the figure in general, I think it looks amazing. Love all the fire that they give you with this. It looks so good. I can't wait to see it opened up and just, you know, on. The mouth opens and closes. That's something you don't get to see a lot of and that I really enjoy. I think actually the last figure that we had that did that was Ultron, and it was awful. So I'm really glad to see another one that kind of looks pretty BA. But yeah, I've got the chain just kind of wrapped around his jacket here, but there's no real like actual way that they tell you to do it. It's just kind of whatever you prefer, whatever you want. I think that looks pretty neat with the fireball at the end of it. And that's it, guys. That's the Ghost Rider. So as far as grades, I'm going to probably give this a thumbs up and a thumbs down for a couple of reasons. As far as the look itself is concerned, 2 big thumbs up. I love the height of the flames off his head, the different accessories that he comes with, all even just these little pieces here that you can put around his feet. Great, I love it, I love it. I don't really like the costume very much. I think they kind of went all in with the effects and didn't put a lot into the costume. And that's picky. I mean, the material of the actual clothes is a pretty picky thing to knock on this. The other thing is, This right here was just a little bit too confusing. The directions really didn't give you a good indication of how it went together or what hand it went on, or maybe I just wasn't catching it well enough to figure that out. But the fact that that broke, kind of a bummer. But you know, I'm probably not going to play with it anyway, so I'm not going to lose sleep. The batteries, again, cool when you first see it. I'm not a big fan of the light up stuff with the Hot Toys. It's just not very practical. You're not going to display these things with the lights on very much unless you're having, you know, company over to show off your stuff. And that's all fine and good, but these batteries don't last very long, and these things on for, you know, a couple of nights even, their batteries are going to be dead, and they're just too much trouble to get in and out. So that's always a knock on me, but all in all, this figure looks dope. It's going to be awesome in a display case. I can't wait to see it with the lights on so we can just kind of get a glimpse of what those flames can look like with that iridescence. But thumbs up, thumbs down. Good job, Hot Toys. Thank you for bringing this type of figure out. I was not expecting to be able to see something like this. So the good surprise is that we get a Ghost Rider, and a nice addition to the MCU family. So be sure to check all our videos out on destinationcomics.com/DNN. Listen to all our podcasts, see all of our videos. We got some special things coming up for you this summer, guys. So stay tuned to that. And thanks for watching. As always, guys, really appreciate it. So always remember, break that seal.
You have arrived at your destination.